Hello, everybody. Thank you, everyone, for joining this wonderful session on operational efficiency and profitability improvement for MSMEs. Uh, we have amongst us, we have amongst us Mr. Nilesh Desai and Subhranshu Sarkar, sir. Uh,
Vinay, yeah, go ahead.
yeah. So, before starting with the session, I would like to introduce Mr. Nilesh Desai, sir, and Subhranshu Sarkar, sir. Mr. Nilesh Desai, sir, is the founder and CEO of SME Analytics. He is an MSME expert and is the author of the book, The Unexplored Gold Mine, The Opportunities in the Revival of the City MSMEs. He is fond of writing daily newsletters to spread awareness about the MSME world. Mr. Desai has a vast experience of around 41 years in the engineering industry. During his career, Mr. Desai has rehabilitated 15 MSME units with his widespread knowledge in MSMEs. These units are presently functioning strongly. He is a member in various committees and represents the interest of MSME in RBI. He has traveled extensively and has business associations in Australia. Thank you, Desai sir. Uh, Next, I would like to introduce Subramshu Sarkar sir. He's the co-founder and CFO of SME Analytics. He's a chartered accountant with business management program from IIM Calcutta and 25 plus years multi-industry and consultancy experience in leadership roles in reputed companies or MNCs. Currently helping startups or MSMEs to improve operational efficiency, financial productivity, and various other functions. Technology enthusiast by choice. Thank you, Shubhranshu Sarkar, sir. So, we would be starting with the presentation with Nilesh Desai, sir. Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to this important webinar. India wants to reach $5 trillion economy, and with about 400 lakh crore invested, our estimate from the time we nationalize the bank, and if we improve the operational efficiency of existing asset, 3 to 4 crore jobs, low skill jobs can be created. That is our belief. So today we are going to explain what is the operational efficiency, and my colleague Sarkarji also will tell you about profitability. So by definition, operational efficiency is a measurement of resource allocation and can be defined as the ratio between the output gained from the business and input to run the business operations. With improving operational efficiency, the output to input ratio improves. This is a general common sense definition. Taikyo Utino, founding father of Toyota Product System, describes all are we doing is looking at the timeline from the moment the customer gives us an order to the point when we collect cash from removing removing activities that don't add value can reduce the time taken and improve operational efficiency. After Second World War, Toyota or Japan has gone into different territory by just increasing their operational efficiency, and many things that was invented during that time, which has increased the competitiveness of Japan and improved the quality also. Next. Importance of operational efficiency in MSME. In today's competitive world, investing in technologies, capacity building, human capital, etc., is a continuous process. Any entrepreneur should optimize the use of available resources. The basic thing is you have to start somewhere to improve, understand what is your operational efficiency. And once you understand what are your available resources, how you can put them into better use or optimize the use of available resources. MSME sector can be revolutionized by empowering the enterprise to access easy finance and skilled human resources for the faster adoption of emerging technologies to improve operational efficiency, boost productivity, and raise competitiveness. Next, please. So this is, we are trying to give a pictorial representation. Operational efficiency is a ratio of output and input. Input is operational expenditure, OPEX, capital expenditure, CAPEX, people, etc. Output is a revenue, customer numbers, distribution between segment, quality, growth, and customer satisfaction. This is shown as a pictorial, this thing, labor and capital goes as an input, and this productivity improves. It gets the various output like customer satisfaction, revenue, quality, and growth. Next, please. Why operational efficiency is important? Under Atmanirbhar Bharat, government has announced production link incentives of 2.5 lakh crores. And it is now many large likely to be increased to make India manufacturing hub of the world. And now many large players have started availing and getting large manufacturing bases in India with the world as a market. See, under the Atmanirbhar package, as well as production link incentive schemes, a very attractive scheme by government of India has made many manufacturing companies and service companies to move to India under their China Plus One strategy, and that is they are bringing that kind of structure here in India, which will be depending on MSMEs as a key supplier of components to them. Now, most of these units are going to be assembling units. And it has happened in the automobile sector in last 3 decades. See, when Maruti started production, they were depending on tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3 suppliers. Slowly, they have moved to tier 1 suppliers, and they have just increased their capacity for servicing practically 50% of automobile market in India. Similar things are happening in cell phone manufacturing. Similar things are happening in number of sectors, and a quality producer with a optimum cost in MSME will be a long-term will have a long-term relationship with this kind of units. So all these new units are going to look to MSMEs with the lowest cost with the highest quality. This is the critical thing. They are going to be looking at MSME as a low-cost manufacturer with highest quality of goods. That requires a lot of changes in the attitude. So all MSMEs which may become compost suppliers or other MSME will have to change their attitude to the world as a market. Today, many MSMEs are thinking Hyderabad is my market, or Jidimatra is my market, or Telangana is my market. They will have to look at the world as a market. That will require a substantial change in their mental attitude and align their production and service strategies to the new phenomenon. This is not practically very recent, but only it has touched a tip of iceberg. So now it has become imperative for all MSME to look into this phenomena and adapt. Hence, improving continuously your operational efficiency, adopting new techniques and technologies, automating repetitive job, reducing process waste, and should be a primary agenda for all MSMEs. These are the primary agenda for all MSME. Maybe a small tea vendor or a puncture shop to large MSME who may be supplying to automobile company up to 250 crore turnover. Massive infrastructure development will require. Now India is spending And our Narendra Modi ji has announced 100 lakh crore infra projects and 100 lakh crore Gati Shakti, and various state governments are spending 2 lakh to 5 lakh crores in infrastructure development. So that massive infrastructure development will require cement, steel, electrical accessories and cables, and many ancillary suppliers, including food, sanitizers and needs of the project staff and workers, where small players can play a significant role. See, if there is a project site and there is no canteen, you can imagine what kind of chaos will be there. So, and there are a lot of things which will come up around project sites. As all EPC contractors are fast adopting uh, this various technologies will create atmosphere of innovation or jugaad, and will ignite creative juices of all, more particularly SMEs. We have seen that in early 1950s or independence, Rajkot was a hub for supplying oil engines. And because of lot of foundry capacity has come up, and when the recession for export market for oil engines have developed, they have switched over to various machinery manufacturing, and lathe machine and a lot of other machines started coming up. And because of this capacity, Jamnagar has become a production hub for brass components. Like that, many clusters has developed, and this is because of the jugaad or innovation of our small entrepreneurs. Even many times Japanese engineers have come and seen our machines, our production techniques in last 20 years, so that they can understand, and that has created a specialized market for special purpose machines. The opportunities will be grabbed on these opportunities will be grabbed only by the aspiring entrepreneurs who can think and get ready to encase. See, this requires again a mindset. Entrepreneur may have to come out with thinking of roti, kapda, makan, and think beyond that. Hence, operational efficiency improvement will make you fit to welcome opportunities and make their business model to meet the demand. So these are the scale which the photographic representation which gives that idea. Next, please. How operational efficiency can be improved. So we have just discussed about the importance of operational efficiency. Now the question is how we can improve. Any manufacturing MSME will have machines, people, suppliers, inventory, etc. as various resources. All are interrelated. So to increase operational efficiency, we have to analyze how to optimize each resources. And after looking that, we'll have to understand also the measure the effect at optimizing one resources on others. See, if we try to optimize some resources, definitely it will have a effect on other resources. So that has to be understood. Interdepartmental relationship has to be understood for making the total unit as more operationally efficient. Processes, every business, small or big, will have certain processes in place. So it requires from time to time review, or whatever there are repeatable jobs, by using technology, you can look to automate. See, today with adoption of artificial intelligence, machine learning, may be very big words for very small MSME units, but they don't have to go in use of technology. They have to understand what kind of solution they can get it ready-made for market, either as a product or SaaS, and can automate certain of the functions, thus reducing the inefficiencies in the process or accelerating process development. Finding out that idle capacity of each machine. Every manufacturing company or any service company will have some idle resources, and we take it for granted. Once our chairman of Bajaj Auto, Mr. Rahul Bajaj said, question the unquestioned. So many times we take certain things as granted because we have never questioned, accepted that as a starting point. But suppose if we start thinking, questioning the unquestioned, you may come out with a more innovative or more cost-saving solutions. Then see, you can start with logbook for which indicates how many hours the machine is used and how many hours the machine is overloaded or underloaded. By understanding their patterns, you can redesign your machine utilization. This is a very simple logic, so that you can find out where underutilization, overutilization, and balance your capacity or start a second shift or something for a overloaded machine. And underloaded machine, because of overloaded machine, is divided into two shifts. Underloaded machine also will get feed for improving their productivity. Customers, every MSME unit will have to find out new ways to acquire new customers, but that is not the only solution. There are many solutions to acquire customer by adopting digital marketing. Many SMEs does not have their own websites. If they can create their websites, they can be noticed by many many in the world rather than in India or Hyderabad or Jidimatla or something. The another important source of increasing your operational efficiency is your suppliers. Your supplier, whoever is supplying, is also supplying similar product to many other manufacturers, where he can talk to their owners, and then if he understands your problem, he may be able to discuss without naming you and get a solution, or vice versa, thus increasing your knowledge or utilization of ideas. He can bring many ideas. Labor and people, many people think, many MSME unit think, what my labor knows. You should know that your labor and your people are your sounding board for improving or brainstorming and creating many ideas, which either it is overlooked or not even coming to notice of the general management. So that continuously discussing with your own people and labor, we will be able to reduce the cost of manufacturing or improve the productivity per machine, per manpower, or many things. IT infra, this is another thing. With COVID and rush by government for faster digital adoption, many MSMEs have started adopting various digital technologies and thus reducing either cost or improving the productivity per person or per square feet of area which are under their possession. Next, please. Increase operational efficiency. This is how automated workflow streamlines operations. See, if you see this picture, there are a lot of connectivity, and then that everything comes to data element with problems and things like that, and supervisory overview. This will create a very insightful depth in your manufacturing or your service offerings, and will help you to reduce process wastage or increase the productivity. Next, please. So with this, I am trying to hand over because I have covered the first part of operational efficiency, and my co-founder, Mr. S. Sarkar, will be giving you insights of profitability, importance, and improvement. Thank you. Please take over, Mr. Sarkar, please. Sarkarji, you can start.
Sarkar sir, are you there?
Yeah, hi. Am I audible? Sorry, there was a
Yes, sir, audible.
power this thing lapse from my side. Sorry for the technical delay. So basically, thanks, Mr. Desai, for your eloquent speech on uh, operational efficiency and the ideas of how an entrepreneur can improve operational efficiency in various ways. We now discuss another important point for MSMEs, which can help them increase the financial productivity, which is basically improvement of profitability. Now we start with what is profit. Profit is basically the difference between income and expenses. It emphasizes the financial gains an enterprise has made in a particular period. It is very crucial for both short-term and long-term survival of a business. Profit is the reward for risks, and every entrepreneur takes risks, undertakes a venture to earn profit. Hence, the importance of profit. The ability to invest surplus funds in other interesting ventures and grow the business also depends on how profitable the business is. Next slide. Now, let us understand, when we understood what is profit, it's the difference between your income and expenses. Is the residual after all the expenses are made and income has been earned by the company. Why is profitability important? It is the primary goal of business venture. Or even apply the profit for internal growth. Unless a bottom line residual profit is there, the growth of the enterprise is stagnated. It provides a holistic view of how good a company is doing. If the profit margin is good, we assume that the company is performing adequately well. Unless and until profit margin is reached, it may be difficult for an enterprise to survive in the long run. Next slide. So now, when we understood what is the importance of profit for an undertaking, let us see the importance of profit for the economy. Efficiency, when the gross profitability of all the MSMEs increase, efficiency of the economy also increases. Farms cut down cost and invest more on the value-added production. Innovation, once there is profit, it can be diverted towards new products, innovations may happen. Fund investment, high profit gives the capacity to invest in research and development, which is a fruitful fund investment. Incentives are encouraged and resources flow to more profitable areas. Say technology, we find a lot of funds flowing today in the technology sector. Next slide, please. Lot of funds flowing today to the technology sector. Wages. Wages of workers can be increased. New employment can be generated, which is very important. Once profit of all MSMEs are clubbed together and it is plowed back in the nation, then the productivity of labor increases, and also the new avenues of employment creation happens. Another point is, as the profits rise, governments can get their tax revenues. Post-COVID, a major revenue of government is coming from taxes, both direct and indirect. Profit is one of the ways to capture these taxes. Next slide, please. Now let us understand the profitability analysis and how important it is. So what is profitability analysis? It basically is an analysis of the various ratios and margins which indicate profitability. First is gross margin. What is gross margin? Gross margin is basically the difference between the sales and the cost of goods sold. Cost of goods sold is the direct cost of bringing the goods into its present position and location. So basically, gross margin is the gross profit or sales less cost of goods sold. Another way of looking at business is business viability is the contribution margin. What is contribution? Contribution is my sales less variable cost. Sales less variable cost is my contribution. And from this contribution, if I deduct my fixed cost, I come to profit. Now, when contribution equals to fixed cost, that is the break-even point for a business. It's very important for a business to understand its break-even point. Unless you understand the break-even point, you don't know what is viable business for you and above which you will be earning profit. EBITDA margin. EBITDA is basically it's a cash margin and not very different from the gross margin, except some sales and direct sales overheads are taken in EBITDA. It's a more widely accepted PLI. PLI is a profit level indicator. So many benchmark businesses for competitive benchmarking and various other issues, EBITDA is a more popular parameter. Net margin. Net margin or net profit is basically the net profit of the business after deducting all costs from gross profit. It's the residual of a business which can be plowed back by the owner, by the entrepreneur, or paid as dividend. Common size statement. Common size statement is a tool which helps in understanding the various ratios we discussed in absolute terms. Next slide, I will like to dwell some. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Yeah, this slide is a numerical example where I would like to dwell for some time, which basically we have taken two hypothetical companies side by side and years. If we look at company ABC, you will see that net revenue increases between 2 years, 18-19 and 19-20. And with increase in net revenue, net profit, gross profit, EBIT, and net profit, everything has increased, but not proportionately. This is an ideal case where with the increase in sales, we see gross profit, EBIT, and other things increasing. Okay, now let us look at this company on the left side of the slide. Here, when we compare 2 years and we draw a common size statement, you will see that those sales have increased from 16 to 2000 between 2 years, but the gross profit margin has fallen. It's a typical case, and I would like the MSMEs and entrepreneurs to understand this. This basically dwells on the fact that increasing the sales cannot be the only goal of a business to survive. See, sales has increased in this example, but at the same point of time, gross profit has fallen, and as a result, your EBITDA, your net profit, everything has fallen. Why is this? Perhaps a reason is that your product recipe has changed between the 2 years, and you are selling more low margin products than compared to the first year. And that is the reason those sales revenue has increased. But because I have sold low margin products, my costs have also increased. And my net margin, my gross margin has reduced. So its ratio analysis is very important. It's very important for an entrepreneur or an MSME to understand where he is and how he can improve further. It throws out the as-is position and enables an entrepreneur or a business head to take the right decisions, use the right facts. So only my sales has increased may not mean that I am doing a very good at my EBITDA level or net margin level. There are various other factors to look into. Next slide, please. We will discuss as next steps some of the strategies to improve profitability. But improving profitability is a continuous process, and the strategies cannot be just applied sine qua non. Various things have to be understood and minutely looked into, objective decisions taken based on data. First is, it's very easy to say, remove unprofitable products and services. What are unprofitable products? A product which is earning low gross margin. If I remove unprofitable products and services, definitely my gross margin will improve. But it is easier said than done. So we have to look into the real causes, and we have to look into that whether really an unprofitable product has to be removed, or we need to take steps to make the product more viable and profitable in the long run. Find new customers. Mr. Desai also dwelled on this point of finding new customers. And MSMEs, today there are various avenues like digital marketing, using the website. You have to, and one of the easier ways is relating to customers who are there, who are my good customers. We can ask them for references, referral marketing, the various ways. But once a customer base is increased, then perhaps my sales increase and profitability increases. But again, it's a continuous process. Various parameters have to be looked into. Next slide, please. So the next strategy is reduce your overheads. What are my overheads? My overheads can be direct or indirect. Any direct overhead like my factory cost, etc., goes in my gross margin. If I have a chance of reducing the overheads, my gross margin improves. There are some overheads which forms part of net margin also. So if I can reduce my overheads, my gross margin and net margin increases. Increase the conversion rate, very important. We get various leads for sale of the product, but unless and until the lead is converted to a customer, a revenue is not generated and sale is not done. Unless and until my conversion rate is increased, my sales don't increase, profitability don't increase. Reduction of inventory. Reduction of inventory helps in working capital management, just-in-time inventory or making inventory to order, not to stock, can be a good way of increasing my working capital efficiency. Review current pricing structure. It is a continuous process. Just increasing prices may not help to achieve good profitability. We have to take various things into consideration, whether cost reduction is possible or for which products I can increase my price. It's a continuous process. Any strategy to improve profit requires a continuous study with data, understanding, and taking informed decisions. Reduce overall direct costs. Again, this is easier said than done. A direct cost is most cases a variable cost and directly related to production. So we have to take each cost in its own and look into how we can reduce and at the same time keep the level of production same. One of the ways can be adoption of technology. We'll discuss that going further. Next slide, please. This is a short discussion I want to make for how to prepare for growth opportunities in a post-COVID world. COVID has really hit the MSMEs, we all know, and some of the MSMEs and startups have really fought their way. The recent IPO market and the tech IPOs which have happened tell about that. So an enterprise should assess their existing position in a realistic basis, benchmark their costs and profit, etc. with other industry peers, identify strategies and continuously monitor and follow them. And tech-based solutions, very, very important for MSMEs. Very important because an automation today creates bandwidth in terms of labor efficiency, in terms of financial efficiency. If we can automate a job, the bandwidth, automate repetitive jobs, then the bandwidth of the organization increases and resources can be allocated fruitfully for a next best alternative. In that way, operational efficiency also increases. Next slide, please. I'll just dwell on two use cases and what some reports say on the technological adoption. And as Mr. Desai was mentioning, MSMEs don't have to understand the big names of deep tech, immersive technology, virtual reality, augmented reality, blockchains, AI, ML, and all those things. They need to understand, they need to adapt to technology. The various technical apps which make things possible in a more time-bound manner and takes care of repetitive works and increases the bandwidth and efficiency. Industries need to understand that. This Google KPMG study has revealed that digitally powered SMEs enjoy twice the revenue growth projection vis-a-vis offline ones. This is a recorded study. Also, a study done by Dun & Bradstreet DNB says that digitization of daily activities during the pandemic reduced operational cost for the MSMEs. and also increased competitive efficiency of the market participants. Next slide, please. After speaking long about profitability and the profitability ratios, I would like to indicate some importance of ratio analysis as a whole. See, this is a very important area of financial productivity enhancement and financial re-engineering. Ratios give us a as-is position of where a business is today, the financial ratios. It brings out various mismatches and other positions which a business may have to take, helps an entrepreneur to take informed decisions. It analyzes the financial statements. It indicates operational efficiency of the firms, helps in understanding the profitability of the company. We discussed so much on gross margin, net margin, EBITDA and stuff. Helps in identifying the business risks of a firm. A business can understand where the risk lies. A debt service coverage ratio or a debt equity ratio may indicate whether the firm is highly leveraged and is in a risky position. Helps in identifying the financial risk of the company. For planning and future forecasting of the firm. Very important. We have to understand, we can draw out the future profitability statement and analyze the ratios and understand where we stand vis-a-vis the current period. It's a period on period comparison with the help of predictive analytics. To compare the performance with other firms in the same industry. This is basically the competitive benchmarking. We can do a ratio analysis of a particular business and compare it with other businesses in the same segment. Next slide, please. I just like to mention some important ratios overall. It can be grouped under liquidity ratio, financial leverage ratios, efficiency ratios, profitability ratios, market value ratios. What are liquidity ratios? It throws out the liquidity position, how good the firm is maintaining its cash flow, etc. Which are current ratio, acid test ratio, cash ratio, and operating cash flow ratio. Financial leverage ratios states how leveraged the firm is. Leverage means what is the debt equity and the debt to capital structure. So debt equity, interest coverage, debt coverage ratio. This interest coverage ratio throws out how a firm is paying its interest, how good it's, and the debt service coverage shows how a firm is servicing its debt. It's done based on EBITDA. Efficiency ratios are my asset turnover, inventory turnover, and accounts receivable turnover. Basically, this helps in managing my working capital. Once working capital efficiency and the ratios are in terms of sales to asset or sales to inventory or sales to accounts receivable. Profitability ratios we have discussed in this whole presentation. Gross margin, operating margin, return on asset, return on equity, my net margin, contribution, etc. Market value ratios. These are for a firm which is listed in the market, which has gone post its IPO. It has equity capital. So it wants to find out its book value per share, dividend yield, earning per share, and price earning. I've just discussed some major ratios, but actually we can dive more, and there are various intricate ratios which also can be significantly understood. Next slide. Here, basically, I will tell something about SME analytics. So SME analytics is the fintech startup which supports MSME units to provide them financial ratio analysis and recommendation. We have a tool called Babaji's, which is business augmentation, business analysis, and growth information system. This tool basically throws out 55 ratios. I just discussed some on a high level, but 55 operational, liquidity, profitability, all ratios, and provides competitive benchmark of a business such that the business understand where it stands today and how it can move further. We are also provide mentorship and advisory services to startups and MSME units. We handhold them to a 10x growth from inception to the IPO stage. We work based on a freemium model, and we are also developing Z-Score for MSMEs to manage insolvency risk. It's a predictive insolvency risk, and the Z-Score development will require AI and ML intervention. Next slide, please. So basically, these are the service areas for SME analytics. The Babaji's tool, as I discussed, data analytics, improving operational efficiency, mentorship, IPO advisory, CFO services. So, and I'd like to mention that why someone should approach MSME analytics is for a handholding, for monitoring a business as a whole, not just giving a paper opinion, but handholding them to a growth level. Thank you for patient hearing, and I now want to open this forum for question answers.
Thank you, Desai sir. Thank you, Subramshu Saka sir. It was a wonderful session, very insightful. So we would be going forward with the questions which have been posted. So the first question, how can we find out which MSME is facing operational issues? How can we help in increasing their operational efficiency with existing infrastructure prevailing?
See, thank you for your question. Basically, we do not know what is our capacity. And if we know our capacity, as Sartarji said, by doing ratio analysis, you can find out various inefficiencies. But for a new unit, we have to start asking questions for either each resource wise and bring awareness to MSME. With my long experience, I can say that there are lot of possibilities which entrepreneur, either because of his behavioral pattern or because of his not having financial enough knowledge, he starts with assumptions which are not very clearly definable, or he has never tried to define. We can help them to identify those things and then work out how operational efficiency can be improved. So that is the answer from my side. Any
Sir, so next question is, what will happen if we neglect looking at operational efficiency for MSMEs?
See, in our Hindu system, we have got Antim Kriya at Smashan, And if you do not care for operational efficiency, the insolvency will be lingering on him unless until God Lakshmi is helping them to survive.
Sir, Hanumanlu sir is raising his hand. He has a question. Please, Hanumanlu sir.
सर थैंक यू सर, बहुत अच्छा प्रेजेंटेशन करे। सरकार साहब बहुत अच्छा है प्रेजेंटेशन, तो बहुत यूजफुल है।
Thanks. Thank you,
Huh?
Hanumanlu ji. Thank you, sir.
Very good,
Thank
very really speaking, I went up to 81 when I was doing article 40, and now again I started this knowing about analysis. Very good presentation. And one thing,
Thank
sir,
you.
one thing, sir, the only thing is how the entrepreneurs care this accounts and finance analysis are the most important.
Very
Otherwise, it will
important.
be difficult for them. Very
Absolutely.
important. See, unless they show some interest, it will be very difficult to give them advice also. Of
Absolutely.
course,
They are,
sir, generally
absolutely.
it is
They have to,
precautionary. Yes, sir. Yes, yes.
no, I would say it is
Please
not
tell me, sir.
precautionary. They have to understand that this is a continuous process and it yields value. That is why when I was showing a common size statement, see
Yes.
when you look at sales increasing, that doesn't mean my gross margin is increasing. If sales has increased between 2 years and I have sold in the
Yes.
second year more low margin products, my gross margin will
Yes.
fall. Because cost will remain same or increase, my gross margin will fall. So it's a continuous process of understanding my business. Ratios
that is
only
true, sir.
throw up. So that part and the value understanding, an entrepreneur definitely have to understand. Where, as Mr. Desai said, the mindset of the entrepreneur plays a very big role. That mindset.
Yes, that is
definitely
most
needs
important.
to-
Yes, yes, sir.
So the mindset
Yes, that is
definitely
most
needs to
important.
change. Or
They may be,
as
yes, they may be technically efficient, but not business size. They should they should continuously accept consultancy everywhere, at every stage, financial stage, marketing stage, management stage also. But the only thing is they doesn't want to accept. That is the problem. I think
So
that can be solved if one comes together and one joins in the process and becomes successful.
yeah, I agree. Absolutely.
Sir, one thing, sir, if one person is facing problem means there might be negligence, carelessness, or not you can say not caring past. Anything in the past. It is not a one-day story. It may be mistaken somewhere else, sometime back. That he
Absolutely.
should rectify that. That is important.
Absolutely. Very important.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Very good presentation. For that reason, I wanted to appreciate
Thank you very much.
For that reason, I said I'll speak
No,
to you
no.
personally.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
COVID has taught us two things. One is how to find out emergencies. That is when we fall sick. And second thing which has taught us is how to increase our immunity to fight future diseases.
Yes.
And everybody has gone through this crisis of COVID last year. So
Yes.
our entrepreneurship ecosystem all over India is also passing through the same thing, as rightly said by Sarkarji and you. We have to increase our immunity system
Yes.
for a long-term health. If a entrepreneur is not thinking beyond roti, kapda, and makan, he has no right to be in the business. Otherwise, he is also taking away some jobs from the society, which is very critical at this moment. This is my view.
I sent message also the same thing in chat. I said like that if entrepreneur doesn't want to care, accounts, finance, analysis, cost and say let him go, let him not do the business at all.
Sir, in my last 41 years, I have seen many technical entrepreneurs closing down their units, though they have got good technologies. So finance is the first thing. In my this thing, I did not want to bring out. If you ask entrepreneur how is his return on investment, he says, "Ye kaun si bala ka naam hai?" That is the biggest thing. See, if you go for a job, you ask for your salary, what is the salary you are getting. But you ask any entrepreneur and ask him what is your return on investment. He says, I'm doing good or I'm
Yes.
not doing good. This is
Yes,
in
only
our
that much.
highly educated society, or we are increasing our education. And if we do not look on a return on investment, then we are heading for a suicide. That is my opinion.
Absolutely.
That is that is absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. Maybe it is a hard truth, but we should
But the
accept.
hard truth, we are not ready to, we are closing our eyes to that hard truth.
Yes, that is important.
and see, our professional colleagues in the field of various professional services also will have to have a little CSR in their heart, helping this unit like Hanmatlu sir is doing. He goes out of the way to help. So, and make awareness. We can go up to certain level, but this awareness has to increase with 3 lakhs or 5 lakhs chartered accountant and many company secretaries and other things. They should have some little soft heart for this MSME.
Sir, our
Because they will be
president also-
ultimately getting some return maybe after few years. If the society is having more jobs, society is more prosperous. This is my opinion. Thank you. Next question, please.
Next question is,
our
operational
CA president also assured that we are ready to handhold as well as to increase the profitability of MSMEs. He said that to bridge the trust gap between the borrowers or financial institutions or creditors or anybody, our CA is also ready to extend help to MSMEs. Sir.
Well, see that statement, what you are making has already come in the newspaper, but is it really helping? Is it really change has come? Many mails have sent to your president has not been replied. WhatsApp messages are not replied. So saying something and not doing it, it is not right. Sorry to criticize in this public function, but this is my opinion.
Sir, if it is like that, if it is a case like that, please give me the copy. I'll discuss with them.
I'll give you today 8:30.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
Okay, sir. Please give me so that I can discuss with any the top institute member also.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Next question, please.
Yeah. So next question is, does operational efficiency impacts profit directly? If we increase operational efficiency and thus leading to increase in production, but if the inventory is not sold, then again losses will incur. So what should be done?
Sarkarji, would you like to answer or shall I answer?
Sure, I mean, you can also answer.
See, you do not produce any item which market does not require. That is where in one of the statement Sarkarji has said, forecasting has to come. If forecasting is not coming in, and then you say that the market is not there, it is not a right approach. So you will have to understand the demand of the market, project, and then produce. Yes, first part of the thing, any operational efficiency will impact, improve the profitability per se, if it is rightly executed, identified and executed in a systematic way and monitored regularly. As Sarkarji repeatedly says, that continuously we will have to monitor. It may not be per second or per minute, it can be per week or per month or something. We as a MSME, when I was an entrepreneur, I did not look into my accounts except daily payable, daily receivable in detail. So these are the kind of mistake has to be avoided, and entrepreneur should allocate at least 3 to 5 hours per week on his accounting understanding if he wants to go for a long way or he would like to go for IPO. This is a must requirement for any MSME entrepreneur. Sarkarji, would you like to add anything?
Yeah, I just like to add that, as you said, it's a continuous process, and operational efficiency and uh, profitability enhancement or financial efficiency are two sides of a same coin. I mean, they are very interlinked, but businesses also differ. It's not a straight-jacketed ratio. Every time same ratio, it may not be true for different businesses and different industries and different situations also. So it requires a study of the business case, the particular business, its intricacies, and a solution has to be devised accordingly.
You are right. Next question, please. So we are coming to the end of that. My next webinar will be on next Saturday at 4 o'clock, and the topic will be very interesting. Taking MSMEs to new heights. Today we have discussed about operational efficiency and profitability. Next week we will try to say what are the ways and means available or steps which MSME can take so that they can grow with available resources, not blaming somebody else. They can look into their internal strength, do their SWOT analysis, do many tools which are available in management language, which can be explained in a simple language to many MSMEs. And that will be on 27/11/2021. Please participate in large number. Today I find many participants are from foreign countries. I thank all of them apart from my normal Indian participants. But this is indicating that the topic what we are selecting for MSME are also of interest to them and their country. So we will be open to discuss any business opportunities or any, because as Sarkarji has said, we are a social fintech startup, and the problems will be similar in all other foreign countries also. So see you next week. Thank you, Mr. Sarkar. Thank you, Hanumanlu sir. Thank you.
Thank you.